Greetings, greetings, everyone. Oh, yes, indeed. It is your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. And of course, you all know what? Oh, baby, it's time for what? Wind Down Wednesday. Wind Down Wednesday. Oh, yes. Therapy with a sip. Grown folks conversation. Have an amazing imported wine for you guys tonight that's very powerful. Ladies, I know y'all gonna love this. Uh, this wine, and then also I have some 1738 for my sippers. So look, y'all know how we do this. For you, for me, and for us. Do what? Hit that share button, right? Let everybody know that, hey, we're about to get into another Wind Down Wednesday, Therapy with a Sip, Grown Folk Conversation podcast. Let's do it. Okay, so let me get into sharing, and I'll be back with you all momentarily. So let's share, okay? Yes, indeed. My Wednesday, always meditation time, laid back time, prepping for you guys to have something on the table for you all because I am a content creator, also as well as being an influencer. So we want to make sure that we have something to feed you guys with, something that's applicable, right? And you can really use it. Yes, indeed. So let's get this ball rolling, fam. Let's do a little sharing. Everybody out there, y'all good? Okay. Put it there. Let's do this. Okay. All right. We're just dropping a little bit everywhere, you all. I got all kinds of groups and everything to drop in. So it just takes me a little time to get set up, and if you be patient enough, we're going to have an amazing conversation. Topic tonight is going to be, is D.L. Hughley justified condemning Janet Jackson for expressing her opinion on whether Kamala Harris is black? All right, I see Atlanta already in the house. I see you, Queen Octavia. Okay. Y'all know how we do it. Hit that share button. Hope you guys are enjoying the ambience in the background of the jazz. Something a little smooth for us. You know, we can set a mood and a tone so that we can get ready to have this awesome and amazing conversation, right? Thank you all for the support. Thank you all for the donations. Tonight's podcast, incidentally, is also being brought to you by none other than the Prince of Peace, Queen Octavia, and Mahogany. Mahogany is sponsoring tonight's session, along with none other than T. Swin. Men Can Always Be Wrong podcast, and he has an amazing book out. I'll shout that out at the end of our broadcast, but you might want to check him out. Okay? All right. Just still doing a little sharing. I see you, Master Teacher. Please, when you all come in the room, let us know where you're hailing from. All right, fam? Gratitude. I see you, Prince of Peace. So I'm just doing a little sharing. Y'all stick with me. From. Y'all know. All right, fam. Okay. Y'all know how we do it. I'm just doing a little sharing. Y'all stick with me. From. Y'all know. All right, fam. Know where you're hailing from. So we're just still just dropping. Y'all stick with me. Y'all hit that share button. Yes. Yes, of course it is. It's Wind Down Wednesday. This is where the grown folk convene and we have grown folk conversations. Thank you all that are coming in on YouTube. Please, if you hadn't had an opportunity, like and subscribe and hit that bell for notification so that you all will know when we're on. Is that okay? Thank you. Gratitude. Thank you all once again. With grateful gratitude, I say thank you. All right, so let's do this. Oh, Kenneth Baker's in the house. Hey man, let us know where you're hailing from. When you come into the room, please let us know where you're hailing from. Okay? Gratitude. Okay. Again, we're in Wind Down Wednesday. Hey, KD Royal. We're in Wind Down Wednesday, of course, with your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. At your service. We're going to have an amazing time. Great topic tonight. I was waiting on Queen Basu out of the Atlanta area to come in with us tonight. It's a great conversation, being that we're going to be talking about Janet Jackson tonight and, of course, DL. And, of course, here we don't do what? We don't deride, we don't ostracize, we don't gossip, but we give honest opinion based off of our facts, right? as close as we can to our facts, and we have grown folk conversation. And we have fun with that because we are informed, because this is a time what? For therapy. We get an opportunity to have what? A little like therapy. hmm Again, so those of you that are on the timeline, if you would like, please repost what the topic is. Um, is D.L. Hughley justified condemning Janet Jackson for expressing her opinion on whether Kamala Harris is black? All right? And we're going to just hold off for a few moments more. See if we can get this on out there, because I don't know what they're doing. You all know how Facebook is. So let me drop in a couple more groups. And we'll get this party started right. Yes, indeed. Of course, you all, hey, T. Swin is in the house. Men Can Almost Be Wrong podcast, which is one of our sponsors for tonight. I see you, Brian Lee. Brian Lee, Kansas City in the house, baby. Texas in the house. South Kakalaki in the house. Illinois in the house, baby. We're coming on up in here. We're going to fill it up. We're going to fill the space up, y'all. Listen, when you come in, please, for you, for me, and for us, do what? Hit that share button. Get us out there, you all. We're making great headways. We're going viral with this. We're over 1,000 hits on these this podcast that we're doing, and this is Facebook. So, man, gratitude to you all, man. Give yourself a black hand. Now give yourself a hand. Yes, 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 yes. So I'm just taking an opportunity to drop in some of these groups, family. Just give me just a few minutes here. And we're going to move into this conversation. If you look up under the teaching will appear, you'll see the topic for tonight. Okay? That way you can be informed. Those of you that may be coming in late, you can be informed if you look on the timeline. And you can see what the topic is. I think it's going to be a great topic for tonight. What do you guys think? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Also, for those of you that don't know, you can also, if Facebook shuts down, you can also go to my YouTube page. And we're broadcasting, or we're streaming live to YouTube as well as Facebook simultaneously. FYI. Okay. Let me drop in one more group here, fam, and then we're going to pour up our wine and give our toast, and we're going to get into our conversation. Is that all right? We're going to make it do what it do. Yes, indeed. I didn't do it right. I said one. I gotta do one more. I gotta do one more. Okay, here we go. Okay. There you are. All right, you guys. Y'all ready to pour up the wine? Who's gonna give the toast tonight? Let's pour this up and let's get ready to rumble. Anyone want to give the toast tonight? So let me bring out this wine. It's an imported wine. Oh my goodness, y'all. Kajafa is the name of the wine. It is a cherry wine. And listen, you all, it's 16%, but it's aged. Look at that. Y'all see that? Look at that. Oh my God. This is gonna be off the chain. Ladies gonna love this. Condemning. You guys are gonna love this, lady. You all would love this. Let me show it to you again before we pour it up. We're gonna pour up a veil. Can you guys see that? Let me put that up there so you guys can see it. Right there. All right, YouTube. Okay. Y'all know it's right. It's got a cork. Oh my God. Ooh, did y'all hear that? Let me bag off these sounds on sounds a little bit. And we're going to get into this thing. Yeah. Wind Down Wednesday with your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. We're about to pour it up, baby. Y'all ready? All right. Let's pour it up. Let's hit this bell. Who's going to give the toast tonight? Okay. Queen Octavia has put the toast out there. Ooh. And by the way, she's also donated, interesting enough, you all, these amazing wine glasses for Wine Down Wednesday. We really have some committed friends and partners and family and great relationships, right? And look at this wine glass. It's the state of the art. I think I have the box over there somewhere that they came in. They were packed, listen, so professionally when they got here. But look at this. Oh my goodness. Let me get to our toast so we can toast it up and have our conversation. How about that? Queen Octavia says to love, honesty, and prosperity. And we'll use Prince of Peace, his toast, for the next toast. All right, you all. Here it is. Ooh-wee. Oh my God. Ladies, y'all gonna love this. Ooh-wee. This 16% impacts a wallop. It's gonna take you there. Oh, I can already feel it. Oh, great conversation tonight. I know this is gonna be wide open. Oh, yes, indeed. With your host with the most. Yes, okay. Ooh. All right, into my sippers. Y'all know how it goes. 1738, baby. All right. Tonight's topic. Is D.L. Hughley justified condemning Janet Jackson for expressing her own opinion on whether or not Kamala Harris is black. Did y'all catch that? I say it again. Is DL? I don't know how many. I don't know if anyone really caught what DL did, um, how he lambasted her, how he talked about her in a demeaning way, all because she was asked a question, and what she stated was that I've heard that Kamala Harris' father is white. He's Irish. And what she's correct in that. She can give her opinion about that. So DL comes out and hey Kimmy, that's Illinois is in the house. Um, Comes out and start telling her, how can you say what you're saying and you're breathing through a white nose? In other words, what he's saying is that you're trying to talk about somebody when you've changed your appearance and you have a white person's nose. And he went on to talk about some of the Jackson's family members, Mike and all kinds of things. So what do you all think about that? What do you think about what DL did to Janet Jackson? And we all know that Janet is mild-mannered. She don't get into people's business. She's not messy. So she don't get into people's business, right? Okay. Okay. So what say you all? If you're with me, we're on the same page. You know what the topic is. Put a word out there. If you're still in the room, you with me, and we're on the same page, and you see what the topic is, right? Maybe tonight's topic is not for you, but if you're here, please put a one out there so we can get on the same page that we know what the topic is. The topic is D.L. Hughley justified condemning Janet Jackson for expressing her opinion on whether Kamala Harris is black? And you all know that we talked about this and at some point and in some depth we talked about being black. But here's the thing, and we're going to get into this conversation because I know you are going to give your honest opinion, and we'll go with that. But here's the thing, what we found out through studying from Dr. Franz Fanon and Dr. William Cross. What we found out is they came up with a term called Weusian anxiety. Weusi is Kiswahili for black and blackness, right? So what they actually said was, it's not so much that we hate white people as much as you hate being black, right? It's not even that you hate our European counterparts and for educational purposes only. That we dislike or strongly dislike or hate our European counterparts. That's not the point at all. The whole point is that we hate being black because there is stigmas with being black. Black has negative connotations to it, right? So we have to deal with all of that. So it's not so much as we hate our counterparts as much as we hate being black, because why? We feel like our skin is a disability to us. We can just step in the room and problems start. We can drive down the street and problems start, right? We can go into the school building and what? Problems start. Why? Because of the color what? Of our skin, right? Because of the color of our skin. So black really means something. Black must be very powerful and strong if it could garner this kind of attention. I see you, David Cox, 217. Thank you for stopping by, man. Thank you all for stopping in. So what say you all? Let's get these comments rolling. Y'all know me already be hard at it. Yeah. Okay. Queen Octavia says, who in the hell is DL? You ignorant bastard. You will attack a black woman but not question a lady who was claiming to be black. Get out of here. Wow, that's powerful. Oh my God, that's powerful. Let me read that again, and I'm gonna get to you, T Swin, too, because you always be dropping on it, baby. You be dropping them. But here's what Queen Octavia says again. Who in the hell is DL? You ignorant bastard. And of course, bastard is considered an expletive, so we can use that openly. Uh, you will attack a black woman but not question a lady who was claiming to be. Get out of here. So Queen Octavia is absolutely correct, because what they found out in her family tree, going back into her history, she isn't black. She's Asian and Caucasian or European or Irish, if you want to put it that way. So what she's actually trying to do is hijack the position of the black women. And the black women should be highly upset about that, because everyone is trying to displace them and replace them, right? Because what do we have now? We have the trans for educational purposes only. We have the trans. We have the closet queens, which is an actual term. So we have them, and then of course we have those that consider themselves to be gay for educational purposes only. So what is the purpose? The purpose is to replace who? The black woman. Everyone is trying to steal the black female's identity. Why? Because she's the queen. She's God. She has the mitochondria. She has that substance that helps produce the melanin of who we look like and what we look like, the color of our skin, from blue, black, purple, all the way to beige and light bright pearl white. We're out here like that. Hey, Christopher Wallace, thank you for stopping by. So we're out here like that, right? So when you think about that, DL was out of pocket, and those brothers that are at that level and in that arena should put a real check-in on him for getting out of pocket like that. Because all he has to do is do his research, and he'll find out that Kamala is actually not black. She is prevaricating. Let's use a euphemism. She's prevaricating, or she's being what? Disingenuous. We're not going to say, oh, you're a liar. We'll spare you that one. But we're saying much more when we're using those terms. Prevaricator. You're prevaricating, right? Or you're being disingenuous. And you all know the terms that we've been using, of course, in the truth session, as well as Wind Down Wednesday. We've been dealing with what? Disinformation and misinformation. Well, that's the jargon now that's in the theater of conversation. Misinformation and disinformation. And you need to know that there's a difference between the two. When you've been given misinformation, it simply means that the person that's giving you, or the people that are giving you the information, hasn't taken their scholarship far enough to prove that what they're giving you is incorrect. So they're doing it unknowingly. But hey, Lisa, but when we deal with disinformation, disinformation is centered around the fact that I'm looking to deceive you with what I'm giving you. So these are the two different levels of information that we're dealing with: disinformation and misinformation. So let us know the difference between that, right? So, but Queen Octavia is absolutely correct. DL, who do you think you are that you can say the things that you said? Hey, Kizzy, that you can say the things that you said about Janet and not be properly checked? Because the last time we checked, that was a sister. And ain't no questions about it. We ain't confused in the smallest amount, right? In the remotest amount, we're not confused. Maybe DL is. Maybe he thinks that he's reached a certain level that now he's untouchable. No one could say anything without him having something to say about it, and saying that, hey, you know what? You have you're breathing through a white woman's nose. What? How? All I want to know is what possessed him to do that. I think the devil jumped in him. I think the devil jumped in him. Listen, before we go into T Swin's comment, yeah, I'm gonna get you too, Master Teacher. Y'all be dropping it. Let's have a toast, cause Queen Octavia, she done got something started, man. Let's have a toast, man. Listen, may you live forever, and shall I never die. Salute.
You're supposed to use Apostle Hall's toast.
Yes, please forgive me. I was just informed that I'm slipping. Let's go back to Prince of Peace, toast that he gave. Prince of Peace gave the toast. He said, live, laugh, and love. Stay thirsty, my friends. Salute. Let me read that one again, family. The Prince of Peace says, y'all can see him at a JP Hall. He said, live, laugh, and love. He said, stay thirsty, my friends. Salute. Ladies, y'all gonna love that. Let me bring this out again so y'all can see that. Can you guys see that? Khajaffa. Or K Jaffa, however you want to enunciate it. Khajaffa, K Jaffa. Look at it. Oh man, and it's cherry, y'all. Oh, it's so sweet and good. And I normally don't do a sweet wine, but because we're doing Wine Down Wednesday, I have to introduce you all to all kinds of wines, right? Okay, so again, for you, for me, and for us, so that we're on the same page, we know what the topic is, right? The topic is Dear Hughley justified condemning Janet Jackson for expressing her opinion on whether Kamala Harris is black? Is he justified for doing that? If we're on the same page and you all know what that topic is, please put a 2 out there. Okay? I'm just so that we can all get on the same page and we can move in this conversation. All right? And to my sippers, here we are. My logo. Okay. To my sippers. All right. Okay, so let's go to T Swin. T Swin says DL can't really compare the two. A nose job doesn't compare to someone pretending to be or steal another group's racial identity, like Kamala or Rachel Dozel or Dozell. Please forgive me if I'm enunciating that incorrectly. Dozell, that they've stolen black women identities, that they want to be black so bad, that they're still your identity, right? So now we're forced to do what? Deal with identity politics. What are we forced to do? We're forced to choose a side based on what? Race. We want the first black woman to be president. She's not black. She's always ran as being a South Asian, Indian female. And I think as a community, we should talk about these things. I think that it's very important that we talk about them. What about you? And we can have great conversations about it because it's very therapeutic. When you can get your point out, you can get your opinion across, and someone is listening and someone is sharing in it with you, and we get an opportunity to talk about it. Where? And Wind Down Wednesday, baby. With who? With your host. With the most. That's where you at, baby. Okay. Now, the teacher will appear, which is the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shapeshifter, the code breaker, baby. If you all haven't had an opportunity to catch him in the truth session on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern Times, Facebook Live. Listen, you all, he's dropping that quantum information for you guys, which you're really going to need. And we're creating a construct so that we can quantum leap. We can leap into spaces and places where we can create things and influence things so that our outcome in the future is going to be greater. Oh, it's some great things that are going on in the truth session. Facebook Live. Also, we're on YouTube. All right, catch us there. Just a little promo. So, the teacher will appear says D.L. Hughley is a representation of the Meritorious Manumission Act of 1710. Oh my God. How many of you are familiar with the Meritorious Manumission Act of 1710? It is actually factually true that it exists. And this is what we call them, Meritorious Manumission Negroes or Negritos, right? So we don't like to belittle people but there's sometimes that you have to describe a certain kind of behavior, right? But when you're dealing with the Meritorious Manumission Negrito, that is what we're seeing as the talking heads that they've given us in the black community, right? People like DL, people like Ricky Smiley, people like Steve Harvey, and the list goes on. Oprah Winfrey. The list goes on. They have given these meritorious manumission wands to us because they put them in a leadership position and has given them some sense of, how should I say this, power, that they have power over the rest of the blacks. So they're in essence nothing more than token Negroes or Negritos that have been put in a position to be able to rule over all the other blacks, right? The Negritos or the Negroes or the African Americans, whatever you want to, however you want to label yourself, right? Okay. So, but please look that up. Meritorious Manumission Act of 1710, if you don't know what that is. And again, what that did was it allowed them that, for example, if a slave saved his master, he could be freed. But he's saving his master from the other slaves. Like if there was a revolt and he saved his master, he could gain his freedom, right? Also, if he snitched on the runaways, if you were plotting and planning to run away and he snitched on you, he could get his freedom. Meritorious manumission, for real. Look it up so that you can understand this information. That this is one of the reasons why we're here, so that we can disseminate information all while we're giving our opinions and all while we're sitting here having a little sip, whether you got wine, water, liquor, tea, milk, beer, whatever you want to sip on. You're here in Wine Down Wednesday, baby. All right, so let me move on. Hola, mi familia. ¿Qué pasa? Nada. Okay. Let me move on. All is well, Dave. All is well, David Cox Jr. All is well. Queen Octavia says he can't attack one of us to make the acceptance of an outsider feel more comfortable. I agree with that. What is the attack for? What is the attack for? I don't care if she's got an elephant trunk attached to her face. She is still a Negro. So was her bell pepper nosed brother, Michael, who They were negros or negritos or black. And we know the word black, our European counterparts, because they were not very well educated, they always misenunciated things like people's names and places and different types of things like that, right? So when they sing the word negro, because it's Spanish, they call it negro. That's incorrect. It is actually not enunciated. And in my Queen Spanish teacher is on here, Queen Kizzy, has always been negro, because negro means black, but because they weren't too intelligent and for educational purposes only, I'm not knocking my real brothers and sisters that are in the struggle. I'm not knocking them, but I am knocking those that are unsophisticated, not intellectual. So they looked at it and said Negro. It ain't never been Negro. It's been Negrito or Negro. There's also the term, there's a term also, all of these terms come out of the same term. And they actually come out of the word, and let me give you some history, out of the word Nile, Nile, Nile meaning blue, black, purple. Because when you get to the Nile River, when you look down at it, it's so blue that it turns black and looks purple. And we have those color or complexions of our brothers and sisters that are in Akabulan, which is wrongfully called Africa. So what? So black that they're blue and purple. It is the aura that they give off. It illuminates from their skin. So yeah. So when you think about that, yeah, or moreno, yes, negro or moreno, yes, yes, absolutely. And that's Spanish. Thank you, Kizzy, for that information. But yeah, you just think about that. You just take a minute and think about it. And what has happened that our identities have been stolen again and again and again. And let me say this for educational purposes only. For educational purposes only and allegedly. So, but if you do your research, you'll find out for yourself. When you go back to demonstrating with Hitler, Hitler was trying to come up with a superior race, right? And what they surmised was that the superior race would be blonde eyes, blonde hair and blue eyes, right? That's what he surmised. But where did Hitler get that from? Hitler got that from our European counterparts, from the United States of America. All you have to do is do your research, and you come up with this for educational purposes only. So when you think about it, just take a minute and think about it. Who did Hitler persecute? We refer to them as what? The J word. Y'all know who we refer to them as, right? For education purposes only, that I mentioned this term, is Jews, right? So, but what we found out through research is that there is no such word as Jew. That word does not even exist. So anyone that is using it or trying to apply it to themselves are under a spell or illusioned or disillusioned, right? Because if you look the real rendering of that up, you'll find out that it's the word Yarai. Yarai. Y-A-D, Yada. I. Yada. Yada, not with the J. There is no J in the Hebrew. And they know that. So for you to continue to perpetuate this is an utter lie. So it's easy for Kamala Harris to be disingenuous or to prevaricate, because she has predecessors that are prevaricators, that they're prevaricating, right? So it is the normal behavior. It's always wink, 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 right? We all know we lying. We all know we ain't telling the truth, but you tell on me, I'm going to tell on you, right? Let me get back to the timeline. I've took off. Okay. Okay. Right. Octavia says, why is this being forced down our throats? It doesn't matter her race or gender. Can she get the job done? And that's exactly what everyone is trying to get to. Can she do the job? That's the whole question. The question is, listen, can she do the job? And so far, she can't even have the type of conversation that you need to believe anything that she's saying anyway. And she's inarticulable. She is not articulating at a high level that you can really see with clarity what she's saying to you. It's all muttered. And they refer to them as word salads, right? That she's creating what? Word salads. Isn't that something? Okay. Yes, Lisa says, my thoughts exactly, Octavia. Why is this being forced down our throats? Okay. Queen Octavia said, I would still be a slave. Yes, indeed. Yes, Queen Kissy. Negrito. Yes. My grandmother's godparents were blue-black. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Queen Octavia says, wonder if he would have had the same defense if a white man was claiming to be black. Great question. Yes, indeed, T. Swing, the jury makers. Yes, sir. I started to go a little bit deeper, but I'm going to bag up out of that and say that for another day. They'll have to catch me in the truth session demonstrating with that one because I kind of have a little different platform where I can really go into why Hitler did what he did because they were actually trying to steal someone else's identity. So he said, oh, okay. So y'all trying to steal someone else's identity? Let me see if you can stand up under this pressure I'm about to put on you. You see what I'm saying? And we're not laughing because it's funny, but what we are laughing at is the fact that you have the audacity to try to steal someone else's identity, someone else's inheritance, so that they can't get what rightfully belong to them. We cannot even get what rightfully belong to us because we continue to have people that are stealing it. They're thieves. As Prince said, there's thieves in the temple. Yeah. Okay. Kizzy says, negro means a dark-skinned individual. Moreno means Afro-American or black person. Yes, ma'am. Gratitude. Thank you, Kizzy. Queen Octavia, thank you for that clarity. I only remember that Fat Joe song. Negroes mean the dark-skinned individuals. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, here's T. Swin. T. Swin says, I don't think she can get the job done because of her track record. Not because she's a woman, it's just because, yes, it's just because she's a woman. It's not just because she's a woman, it's just because it's her. I agree that it's her, right? Queen Octavia says, yes, I agree. I'm voting for Mike Tyson. Lisa, how's everything going in the field? Okay, yeah, we got communication. Y'all, let's have a toast and let's get into the B portion of this and then we can wrap it up and get up out of here. All right? So let's have a toast. Who wants to give the toast? Anyone? Toast. 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 Let's get that toast going. Come on, Toast. Yes, come on, Toast. Yes, indeed, it's Wind Down Wednesday, baby, with your host with the most. The one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. This is where we pause to give our sponsors notoriety. The Prince of Peace, Queen Octavia, Mahogany, the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shapeshifter, the code breaker. T. Swin, Men Can Always Be Wrong podcast. Thank you all for sponsoring tonight's podcast of Wind Down Wednesday. Also, if you haven't had an opportunity, this is where we stop and break. Listen, donate. As simple as, listen, buy us a cup of coffee, buy us something to drink. Donate. Donate. We need your donations. We are content creators and we are influencers. So we need your support. And this is the time that we break right here to just say, hey, donate. They're going to put my information out there on the timeline for you, my Cash App, my PayPal. They're going to put that out there. So if you feel that I'm speaking to you in terms of donation, then donate. If not, then hey, it's okay. You've donated your time, and we're here in Wind Down Wednesday having a wonderful conversation, right? Therapy with a sip. Okay. All right. So, right. T. Swin says we don't need to tear each other down publicly, but do hold each other accountable. I agree with you, T. Swin, 100. Thank you for donating, Queen Octavia. Thank you for your donation. Thank you, Prince of Peace, for your donation. Yes, I wholeheartedly agree. Let's have a toast. Did anyone put the toast out there yet? Do someone want to give the toast? Yes. Thank you for that, JP Hall, Prince of Peace. Wind Down Wednesday is the hottest live. Yes. Queen Octavia says, it's totally disgraceful to have a black man berate a black woman publicly. Yes, it is. And I thought, yes, thank you for answering that, T. Swin. I love it when you all communicate back and forth on the timeline. It's amazing that we can do that we have the family members here in the community that knows how to communicate with each other without all of the foolishness and arguing and over talking each other and all of that craziness, but that we can come into a controlled environment and have a great experience. What? Therapy with a sip. We're at in Wind Down Wednesday with who? Your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. Right? Yes, indeed. Grown folk conversation. Thank you, all of you all that have donated. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Queen Octavia, for the toast. Queen Octavia says, let's sip to great conversation. Salute. Let's sip to great conversation. Salute, salute, salute. Into my sippers. Gratitude. Be portion you all, and we're going to get out of here. We've been right around almost about 60 minutes, so that's what we normally try to keep it at, except that the conversation gets so awesome that we kind of flow over a little bit. But let's get into the B portion of it. But to really understand this, you have someone that's trying to steal someone else's identity, right? Which is unfair, which means that ultimately you're going to rob them of their inheritance. And this is what has happened to us over and over again, that we've been robbed of our inheritance. And that's scary, family, that someone can claim to be you and get your inheritance. It's the same thing with the natives that are here for educational purposes only, and we're in no way trying to degrade anyone. But if you notice that the original natives of this land that we call Indians were us. And what happened was we got bred out. In other words, our European counterparts amalgamated with us, right? So when you're looking at most of the ones that's saying that they are the original native, they're not. They are a plant. Are you listening to me? They are a plant. They've been planted so that we cannot get our inheritance. And the funny part about it is that they've gotten reparations. Reparations, right? So because they've gotten that, we can't get it because they blocked us from getting it because they stole our identity. Do you all know how many times our identity has actually been stolen? And we continue on this same path like everything is everything. And then look at this. We allow our counterparts to continue to hijack our noble, our famous people, our noble people, our music industry people. They continue to hijack them. They're either executing them or they're locking them up. And they're doing it through public opinion. They demean, deride, they ostracize, and criticize black people to black people, and black people buy into that. They buy into it. And then they help our counterparts destroy our people. And then you feel good about it. Oh yeah, that negrito or that negro deserved it. What did he deserve? What did she deserve? What do you deserve? Right? So I think these are some of the things that we're really going to have to look at. Yes, T-Swin, countless times this has happened to us. It's too many times to count, too numerous to count. They've destroyed us. Roaring 20s and 30s, the 30s, when we get to the 30s, because we were self-sufficient and independent, we're still living when they were, listen here, jumping off buildings for educational purposes only, eating each, okay. We've never had to do that because we've always knew how to be one with the universe and live off the land and be progressive because we tapped into the intelligence of the universe. We've always been spiritually astute until some of our brothers wanted to get intellectual and intelligent and start giving up our secrets unto our European counterparts. Y'all know who they are. They call themselves to be the most smartest individuals on the face of the earth for informational purposes only. The Moors. The Moors have done more damage to us than they have helped us. Do your research. Go back in history and you'll see what they've done. Okay? All right. Queen Octavia says, what would be the consequence if a black woman was claiming to be white running for a major office? They're going to call her a lunatic. They're going to say that she's having some mental issues and therefore we're going to need to medicate her for educational purposes only. We're going to need to medicate her, right? And I know you all hear us out here saying, he talking about for educational purposes only. Why don't we just go and say what it mean and mean what he say? Because I have wisdom and you don't. Because I told you all something years ago. You all didn't catch it. When Jeff Sessions was in office, he told y'all what they was getting ready to do. Y'all didn't catch it. He says they getting ready to come up with a radical law. Those that are radical, black radical law, those that are radical, they're going to put charges on you and they're going to lock you up. He told you. He told you. He telegraphed it. So that, hey man, change your language. Learn how to communicate on a different level, but yet be able to get your point across. Listen, think us not a fool. We know how to go out and we know how to come in. Right? But you be a fool. Get out here with that hoorah and that rah-rah shit. They're going to come lock your ass up.
Now, what you need to do is find an effective way of being able to communicate with people so that they can hear what you're saying with greater clarity. Right? Okay. Now, as is not an expletive. It is used generally as an attention getter to say to, I need your attention. Get your ass over here. I need your attention. Right? So, technically, I'm not cussing. And for those of you that don't understand the difference between cursing and cussing, they're different. Cussing is using expletives, words that have sometimes derogatory meanings or foul meanings. But cursing actually means to cast a spell upon someone. So know the difference. Do your research. All right. Okay. Queen Octavia says, everyone else has received reparations but us. I agree. T. Swin says, read The Destruction of The Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams. Yes, indeed, T. Swin. I got it in my library back here. Yes, indeed. Yes. It is an excellent read because he's really laying it out for you, what has happened. And then he talks about how that we as a people, largely for us to move forward, is still in the hands of those that have enslaved us. So he's saying that there's a difference, and we haven't moved beyond that point yet. So I think tonight's topic was a very good topic where we see a black man trying to assassinate the character of a real black woman. And I think, in my opinion, D.L. Hughley was out of pocket, and he should be reprimanded. It should be someone that's on this level that have way more finances and influence that he does, and put a check-in on him, right? To let him know, hey, man, you out of pocket. Don't come at our women like that, man. You know what this is. Do your research, man. Oh, that's right. You do the for educational purposes only. He do the GED segment, doesn't he? Yeah, we all know that he had to get a what? Yeah. So we know that there's certain things that he has never been exposed to. I don't care how you have developed some type of vocabulary to be able to say what it is that you're saying. There is some steps that you missed that you never went back and got, that you never experienced and were never exposed to. And as a result of that, you can exhibit the kind of behavior that you exhibit because you weren't cultured, you weren't well-rounded, you weren't in the environment that brought those things forth, right? T. Swin said, good enough diploma. Yes, indeed. Listen, y'all, let's take this last toast and let's get ready to get out of here. Let me see if there's any more donations so I can shout you guys out. Listen, if you donated, put it on the timeline so we won't miss you. All right, fam? Okay. All right. Yes, indeed. So, I wish I could get to that book, T. Swin, so I could show him what it looks like. But you are absolutely correct. That's an excellent read. They want to really get that. The Destruction of the Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams, by Dr. Chancellor Williams. Yes. It's an excellent read. Hey, J.J. Williams, thank you for stopping by. All right, fam. Y'all ready? I'm gonna take this one on down. Y'all got me through one bell tonight. I didn't have to do but one bell. Salute. 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 Salute to blackness. Weusi. Hey, somebody say Weusi. I have a daughter by the name of Weusi. Her name is Kamala Weusi. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Oh, yes. Into my sippers. Salute. The word is Kiswahili, Wayusi. There it is. I put it out there for you guys. Hey, Shirley McBride. Thank you for stopping by. We're about to step out. Remember, I talked about earlier, you guys can go back and look at it, Wayusing and anxiety. Okay? Not so much as you hate white people as much as you hate being black. FYI, for educational purposes only. Okay? So, with that, listen. Right here, if you hadn't had an opportunity to get a copy yet, Love is for Suckers by T. Swin, Men Can't Always Be Wrong podcast. And his co-host is Jay Bean. And also with that, he hosts another podcast called Storytime with T. Swin on YouTube. You guys can catch him there. T, if you're still in the room, please put your information on the timeline. Listen, if you all have a business, website, whatever, please put it on the timeline. This is where you come for free advertisement, okay? This is where you come for family connections so that we can connect with each other, okay? All right, so, and T. Swin was one of our sponsors. He sponsored the Wind Down Wednesday podcast. So if you all get an opportunity, please drop in on it. Man, they have some good work going on. Okay, family. Also, with that, every Saturday at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, you can catch us in the Truth Session. That's right, the Truth Session, Facebook Live, and also on our YouTube channel. Facebook Live and YouTube channel. You can catch us in the Truth Session, where you can catch the Master Teacher now. He's doing some master classes, giving y'all free game on quantum information. It's free game. All we ask you to do is come in and donate and spend time. All we're asking for is 60 minutes or less. We're not going to keep you over 60 minutes because what we found out through research is that if you can stay focused for 60 minutes, what it does is it expands your brain. Your brain gets larger. You activate more brain cells. You become more intelligent. 60 minutes. If you can train your mind for 60 minutes, just 60 minutes. Don't think about it as an hour. Just think about 60 minutes. Give yourself 60 minutes. And this is what we're right around, 60 minutes. Okay? So listen, as always, T. Swin has his information out there where you can purchase his book and his YouTube channel. And those of you that are in the room, if you have YouTube, whatever you're doing, put it out there. You're in a safe space. You're in a safe space, family. This is where we come, and you're in a safe space, right? Why? Because you're in Wind Down Wednesday, baby therapy with a sip, right? Grown folk conversation with your host with the most of one, the Apostle Prophet, the Cosmic Commander. Do this for you and for me and for us. Hold what you got. Muse over it. Cogitate upon it. Ponder on it. But by all means, do what? Govern yourselves accordingly. Until next podcast.